Hi everybody, my name is Claire Brumby. I'm the Maternity Transformation Lead Midwife for the Better Birth team for Lincolnshire. I'm just doing another one of our how-to guides to try and help you navigate the new Mum Baby app that was launched in December last year. I'm hoping that lots of you have now accessed it. I know that a lot of our community midwives are plugging the app, and I'm hoping that when you go for your initial appointments, you're being informed about the app, and obviously you may have seen it on our social media pages. We're trying our hardest to get it as far reaching as possible, to try and get as many families as possible in Lincolnshire to access it and use it as an information tool. Just as a reminder as well, it is an information tool for all. It's not just for mothers, it is for any member of the family that wishes to support that new couple on their journey. And I'd also like to remind you, as I've done before, about the option of a search engine. It's not completely obvious on the first homepage, but it is. If you go to the top right hand corner, there's a three-lined icon which is known as the hamburger. If you tap onto that, it will take you to a drop down menu, which at the very beginning of that takes you to an option of a searching engine. Now, we already know, having navigated it ourselves, that the search engine doesn't immediately take you to all the areas we would like in as fewer clicks as possible, but we are working really hard to combat that now, and hopefully going forward that will be an improved option. Today I would like to talk to you about and help you navigate towards the infant feeding services we've got on offer in the area. We'll touch a little bit on bottle feeding and breastfeeding, and we hope that the information that you gain from this will actually help you make those decisions that you want for your feeding journey for your baby. So if we start on the home page, which is the orange and white coralled coloured home page, and if we tap on your pregnancy, if we then go into getting ready for birth and beyond, we tap on there, it will then take us to thinking about feeding your baby. So in 3 clicks, you can fundamentally get yourself to the place within the app that will tell you as much as we possibly can about how and the options of how to feed your baby. It will give you a brief description on feeding and give you an idea of what you can do, how easily some options are over another. It will give you the benefits of sort of educating yourselves and trying to decide vaguely the area you wish to go in before you give birth. It's always good to start off to have an idea of what you want to do before your baby arrives. I know that when I was having my first baby, I wanted to breastfeed, but you never know how it's going to work out. Even as a midwife, you never know that it's going to work for you, and you never know whether it's going to suit you as an individual. So it's always good to make sure you can get as much information as possible. Now, at the moment, with the current pandemic and lockdown, we're all in a position where it's very difficult to access the same kind and same amount of information probably as we would like to, or certainly feel more relaxed in doing. So I hope that the app will help you if you're pregnant at the moment, and hopefully help you prepare for parenthood. Now, feeding is a major part of that when this little person comes along, as you will discover, and it has a whole host of sort of pros and cons for each journey that you wish to take. Now, it's a choice for everybody. It isn't specifically for breastfeeding or for bottle feeding. There's the option to go down each route and decide for yourself which you would prefer. If we go first on to the breastfeeding, just because that's the way we can go. If we go into feeding your baby, it will give you the 2 options to click on to breastfeeding or bottle feeding. If you click on to breastfeeding for start, it will tell you about the UNICEF friendly and BFI recommendations, which are recommended and utilised by our local organisation, ULH United Lincolnshire Hospitals. It will show you the how-to guide of how to know when your baby is wanting to feed. Also on there, recently, as in this month, we've been able to secure putting our own videos on there, demonstrated by our infant feeding specialist, Emily, on how to know your baby is getting the milk that you provide for them when you're breastfeeding. and also a really good helpful guide on positioning and attachment when you're breastfeeding at home. Obviously the midwives, the health visitors can't be there every minute of every day or night, so it's really good to have a little idea on what you know to be the right way to feed your baby, and what things you should look out for that might make you sore or might make you feel uncomfortable. You will get all this from your midwife and your health visitor immediately after birth as well, whether you deliver in the hospital or whether you have a home birth. But it's always good to know that you can go back to somewhere to remind yourself, because there's so much information to take on when you just had a baby, or even leading up to having a baby, that sometimes it can get a bit overwhelming. So it's always handy to have these little films and videos just to help you through those hours in the middle of the night when you don't know whether you're coming or going with everything and you just need a little bit of help. If we go back also then to, it gives you the option for, if you go back into that menu and then go back into bottle feeding, it will then give you some helpful tips on safety if you're formula feeding, and actually give you some guides on how to hold a bottle when you're formula feeding, how to feel comfortable. It reinforces the fact that skin to skin contact is beneficial whichever journey you choose, whether it's formula feeding or breastfeeding. You can always have skin to skin with your baby, and also your partner can. So feel comfortable in that, and the fact that it's always reassuring for you. It helps with bonding, and it's a really lovely way of getting to know your baby. It links you to a helpful guide on how to safely feed your baby with formula, which is an NHS guide and supported by UNICEF, and it will take you through bit by bit, easy read guide on how to make up a bottle, how to do it safely, hygienically, and make sure everything's sterilised, and take you through all those options. So basically that's it. I mean, to get there, it isn't a huge journey, but actually the information you get when you get there is vast. So again, if you feel that you need to ask further questions, or the videos or the short descriptions give you an idea of what you think you might want to do, then please jot those questions down, take them to your community midwife or your health visitor if you happen to meet them antenatally, and they will be more than happy to help you. Likewise, the maternity support workers who may be involved in caring for you after you've had your baby, they are a great support to the midwifery teams and health visiting teams, and can help huge amounts with supporting in breastfeeding. So just to be aware that there are lots of professionals out there that can help you. You just need to ask us and need to make sure that you don't suffer in silence, because choosing to feed is a very difficult decision. Not knowing that you're doing the best is always hard, and we're going to be there to support you as much as we can. So hopefully that's been an even briefer version of how to get to infant feeding options. Have a look, decide what you think, and by all means send us an email and see how you are. Let us know how you're getting on with these how-to guides, and likewise, if you feel that you need some help with other subjects, then sort of jot us a line, and hopefully we can do that for you. Okay, thank you, bye.